The combo skill removal rework is the rework that has changed those two forever. The reliance on combo has been completely removed, and you can still get performance points regardless if you miss a few times or not. But ever since the release of the CSR rework, there have been multiple mixed opinions on whether or not CSR was a good move for the game. And with today's debate, it seems like that conversation has been stirred up once again. Before we do get started though, we're literally 1.1k subs away from becoming the most subscribed Dosing News channel on YouTube. So if you want to help me out in my journey to become the most subscribed Dosing News channel on YouTube, then be sure to hit that sub button, it would really be appreciated. The top player by the name of Chicony on the 21st of October of 2025 posted a thread of tweets related to the combo skill removal rework and stated this: "I'm sorry to be that whiner guy, but the way CSR was implemented to PP system killed the game as well as the magic behind scores. It's objectively wrong player-wise. This is the problem behind also being at its low right now, and it's not because of post-COVID era or nostalgia. I saw many profiles of newer players and 95% of them tend to abuse CSR and aim swaps for bigger gains. 99% of their scores are less than 95% accuracy and less than 50% of combo. The game rewards you for skipping the main concept of the game, clicking circles to the beat, without punishing much for less combo and worse accuracy. The game is basically inflated with PP because it rewards you with abnormal amount of PP. Yes, it shouldn't cut the PP all the way down to 80-90%, but the accuracy punishment or miscount punishment should be way more drastic to make people actually grind combo or act more. Current PP system proposes newer players to purely skip the main concepts of the game to maintain combo and accuracy as well as listening to the rhythm. To put into perspective how bad it is now, 741 PP score, 734 PP score. First score lacks more than 2 times of the combo, and second play has as well as almost 2% accuracy, and it still weights more than the second score. Current PP system doesn't care about your consistency, it doesn't care about your accuracy, it's just about miscount. That's an objective wrong turn, and it is revealed in constant active player drop and lose of a general interest to the game. It is not a nostalgia. Now in the part where Chicony compared 2 scores, a PP dev actually responded to him by stating this: "You picked the worst possible map to ever attempt trying to make this point about this graph totally encourages CSRs." Chicony responded with, "CSR doesn't consider the part of the map you missed on, whether it's slow part of this spike, correct me if I'm wrong, so technically it doesn't matter any aim swap map which is played by 90% of the newer player base will have the same issue of rewarding the miscount." Sunyoku responded with, "It absolutely does matter because without CSR you would just have to combo to the end, significantly easier than hitting a single note of the ending, and it doesn't really matter what happens. This in the average case is far worse. Think about Lonely Goal as an example. NAT becoming less strict allowing aim swap maps to easily get ranked happening at the same time as CSR deploy dropping has done irreversible damage to community's perspective versus reality. CSR is not the problem." Chicony responded with, "High BPM aim being meta was not a problem in Whitecat era 2020-2021 PP system, then still encourage combo and act rather than your miscount. So there's not much of a problem with aim swap in general, they just abuse the weakness of the PP system. And I do not say we should get back to pre-CSR, the concept of CSR is great but it shouldn't be like that. People should get more PP for accuracy and FCs rather than 70% act 50 combo plays." And I'm talking about new players whose profiles I saw a lot. So Yoko responded with, "High BPM wasn't meta because nobody was mapping it. High BPM being broken has nothing to do with CSR and was equally abusive back then, but nobody capitalized on it. What do you think CSR did? It didn't remove any emphasis on accuracy. If you're claiming it's bad now, then that implies it was always bad." Chicony responded with, "Not sure if this would be possible in pre-CSR or if CSR was good. We wouldn't have so many newer players struggle on act and consistency if PP system encouraged players to grind combo and act." Suyoko responded with, "The PP system doesn't exist to be a culture reference. It is an output of how difficult a map was to execute, and just because a score is low accuracy doesn't mean it wasn't difficult to execute. Not to mention, this was literally no different prior to CSR." Chicony afterwards responded with, "It's not about how hard it is to get a C rank on 7-star map with 50 combo, it's rewarding you even though you are completely ignoring the concept of the game. People will not care about accuracy and combo if the C rank on 7-star map gives simply more." Suyoko responded, "Have you considered that they would get more PP if they got higher accuracy on a 7-star map?" Chicony responded that people would prefer to first try maps with low AC and spam them on harder maps rather than try to get the rhythm and consistency along with the pure skill on easier maps, and it's a problem that started existing after aim swaps abusing CSR. Sunyoku responded with, "First of all, this problem has always existed on that level, and second of all, he refers to a previous tweet that he did about the NAT becoming less strict when it comes to maps like aim swap being ranked." Chicony responded with, "Where did it exist? I have never tried to simply pass the map without any combo combo in order to get PP, nor did any of people top players I played alongside during my 11-year career. Nowadays, it's a usual occurrence. You're still trying everything to get a higher combo. Once again, how is combo an indicator of skill? Consistency is a skill which should be encouraged, and the reason we had so many groundbreaking players is connected with them trying their best to get an FC on the map. Once again, I'm not saying CSR is bad, it's just how I don't like how it's implemented into the game. FC values were never a threat from CSR. If anything, CSR's base miss penalty for a miss is stronger than it was before. This is simply your perception that an FC is always going to be better than a low miss count on a much harder map, which again is not CSR related. Also, what the flip is consistency if it's just 1000 easy nodes versus 400 hard ones. If it's 1000 easy nodes versus 1000 hard ones, then it's a fair point, but the miss penalty is scaled for this specific scenario to begin with. Sunyoko also stated if people would like to see a video that is called why CSR isn't the cause of your problems, and if you do want to see something like that from them, then be sure to comment down below. There were multiple top player opinions, including one from Mrekk, which he stated this: a few months ago I would have disagreed, but I low-key agree now. I've stopped getting dopamine from all my plays since a long time ago, and it's most definitely because of CSR. Azer, another OG player in the community, stated this: agreed, CSR is one more thing that had potential to do great things and was quickly ruined by people looking to abuse the system. It's unfortunate it ended up balanced for a majority crowd that does not have the game's best interest in mind. Up next, rate changes. Other top players had slightly different opinions, like for example dereban tweeted this: I think CSR is the right path, but it's too broken as it is right now. I don't think it makes sense for a 1 miss in the middle of the map to be half the PP of a 5 miss on the last pattern, but I don't like current CSR either. I think I want to see CSR consider ACK and combo more. Zon Luis also stated, I really do like the idea of CSR, but at its current state, it's been the most broken PPV2 I've ever seen. Throughout all skill set meta shifts, this one is the most overturned, not completely killing FCing, ACK, consistency, etc., but so much so that might as well make them irrelevant. Lifeline also had a slightly interesting opinion by stating this: I wish all of you could see how CSR is from a POV of a player like me. It's been the best change that's ever happened, but it just simply is not balanced the way it is right now, which is fine for the first reworks with CSR, but the problem is these goddamn reworks taking forever. The content creator by the name of Friends also had a slightly similar opinion. In my opinion, CSR was a great step forward for the PP system, but it wasn't perfect and further patches have taken far too long to be implemented. This is more of a development testing timeline issue than an actual issue with the system itself. FGSky also stated this: in my opinion, it's a combination of aim swap and speed following PP inflation issue being barely touched for a very long time, and then CSR coming in making these problems even worse. But nah, instead let's gut another niche skill set that only like 2 other people are gonna bother to do fast. The next day, Chicony added a bit more to his thread, stating this: if current CSR is not a problem for all that, then it's still all connected. There is a huge problem that's not gonna be fixed by slider break count rework. People still gonna play same maps and farm with 80% ACK 7 misplays. Nuke something already at this point, I don't care. Nuke high BPM, nuke aim, nuke ranked section, nuke aim swappers. These PP reworks which come up only with the frequency of 6 months ain't do anything if they are so light and do not change the direction of PP. Now this was later posted on Reddit where we had a bit more opinions from the casual fan base, in which they stated this: TBH, I think it's a good change for a casual like me, but it's made top scores far more boring. When I started following top level OSU, most high scores were FCs or close to that. Nowadays, it feels like they all have a bunch of misses and slider breaks, abusing high star ratings to still score PP. Like, I get that they're still mad impressive, but it just doesn't hit the same. How that influenced general player numbers, I got no clue though. Some people also had statements like this: I believe a combo scaling nerf would have been better than completely removing it. Was combo scaling broken? Yes, but I think that it should have been nerfed, or current CSR should make the miss penalty stronger. Thoughts? Some people were also agreeing with Chicony's statement by also adding a bit more info like this: Chicony does have a point, especially with his take about how CSR removal is affecting new players. Almost all of the high 6 digits in 100k and 500k I've seen in laser multis have pretty low profile accuracy, 93% or lower, and coming across somebody with ACK in the 80s is a regular occurrence. The lowest I've seen is 78%, and in the multis themselves, often they try playing songs levels way higher than their skill level. I don't want to straight out condone any playstyle because what matters is that you have fun, but it still hurts in a way to see rhythm gamers who prioritize not accuracy or miscount or even combo but just getting through a song. Playing the game as if every map is a boss battle where the goal is to play through the chart without dying, accuracy or combo beatdown. In a game where consistency is key to improvement, this mindset seems almost like an oxymoron. Personally though, I would have never started playing standard if CSR didn't exist because of my anxiety towards FCing things. You do not FC songs in Mania Lamal, but as Chicony says, they certainly could have implemented it better. Some people were also slightly disagreeing with this, stating that the first part of the argument about players having low accuracy has been true for the longest time, even before CSR, and apparently Azer himself has made a video about it 10 years ago. On top of that, some people are straight up disagreeing with Chicony by stating this. Yes, in 2017-2020 was a low point with 0% magic because 90% of new players had 89% AC and had Hanumachikoro and Paduro on their top plays while completely screwing the diff spike. Like, are we going to keep recycling the same sayings every couple years or so? Can the game just not have some downtime? Why does every player suddenly once needs the game to be dying? It's just cold right now, it's bound to happen, Jesus. I'm not saying this rework is perfect, of course it has its issues, lots of overturned scores, lots of weird imbalances, but to put the current decline of Osu 100% on its back, not considering the amount of players it itself brought back to the game, the enjoyment casual players get, the way it motivates players that already have a clear direction, the mental barriers that got shattered by both casual and top players just by seeing the numbers, in my eyes that's not only stupid, that's quite dangerous for the future of the game. But yeah, as of right now, that seems to be the debate. Loads of different opinions from top players and from casual players in the game, loads of agreements and disagreements, but how do you personally feel about this debate? Do let me know down in the comments. You can debate with other people as well, but keep it civil as always. If you want to be informed with the latest news that happens in the Osu community, then be sure to join my Discord server, which is the first link in the description. We have a news section specifically for that in the Discord server, and you can also submit news stories yourself to be posted there. But yeah, hopefully I'll manage to be a bit more active. As of recent, I've been kind of slacking off in terms of news videos, but yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye.